The film opens with a container truck carrying the highly classified and restricted creature inside the container. From the soldiers' conversation, it's clear that even they don't know what's inside the container that they're escorting. Meanwhile, on another road, a newly married couple is joyfully celebrating their first day together.
Making an honest woman out of me.
Wait, when did you have time?
Lost in their excitement, they fail to notice that they've strayed off their route. Tragically, their car crashes into the military truck. After the accident, the commander receives an urgent call instructing them to stay away from the container. But before the message can be fully understood, something terrifying happens. A mysterious creature suddenly escapes from inside.
Need our help! There is no way
It turns out to be a zombie, and it immediately attacks the soldiers. Following this incident, the zombie and the infected soldiers prepare to invade Las Vegas. A city once filled with millions of people is transformed into a zombie-infested nightmare in just one night. The government desperately searches for a solution, but when no option remains, they seal off the entire city by building massive container walls around it to prevent the zombies from escaping. Months later, we meet Scott, a retired soldier, who hears the shocking news that the president plans to bomb Las Vegas using nuclear weapons. Around the same time, a casino owner named Mr. Tanaka visits to Scott and offers him a dangerous mission. Scott must enter his casino inside Las Vegas and retrieve $200 million from the vault. If he succeeds, Tanaka promises him $50 million as a reward. In other words, Tanaka wants Scott to assemble a skillful team for this impossible mission. Scott agrees. The scene then shifts to a quarantine facility located outside the city walls. There, a woman named Gita asks Kate, who is Scott's daughter, to look after her children. Gita plans to sneak into the zombie city to carry hidden money and explains that she'll get help from a woman named Lily, a border guard who smuggles people in and out of the restricted zone. Around this time, Scott has a haunting dream from his past, one where he is forced to kill his own wife after she turns into a zombie. After much inner conflict, Scott finally decides to go through with Mr. Tanaka's mission. He immediately begins recruiting his team. First, he brings in Maria and Vandero, former elite soldiers, promising them $15 million each. Next, he recruits Peters, a helicopter pilot, offering her $2 million. He then adds Gusman, a zombie-hunting YouTuber, paying him $500,000, and Dietrich, a skilled hacker responsible for cracking the vault, who will receive $2.5 million. The remaining money will be reserved for emergencies. The team prepares their favorite weapons, fully aware that they'll need everything they've got to survive in Zombie Zone. The following day, Gusman brings along two of his friends, Damar and Chambers, to join the mission. Mr. Tanaka then explains the strategy in detail. The plan is simple but deadly. Break through the border wall, eliminate zombies until they reach the casino building, secure the vault, and escape. Peters will be waiting above the building in a helicopter, while the team retrieve the cash. Once the job is done, they'll escape with the money before time runs out. Mr. Tanaka's man is sent along to keep an eye on the team, making sure they don't take all the money for themselves. The team has only one single day to complete the mission because in the next day, the government plans to bomb Las Vegas. Kate is a volunteer at the camp educating the children living in a refugee camp. She can help people enter the zombie city. The next day, everyone boards a bus and heads toward the camp. Upon arrival, they meet Lily, the woman who will help them sneak into Las Vegas. That's when Kate realizes something shocking, that Gita, the woman who had been begging to enter the zombie city, has already left the camp. Furious, Kate loses control and punches Lily in anger. Determined to find Gita, Kate insists on joining Scott on the mission. Scott refuses at first, but when Kate threatens to go alone, he has no choice but to let his daughter come with him. Lily also asks Scott to bring along another man named Bert, saying his help will be necessary inside the city. With that, the mission officially begins, and the team enters the zombie zone. As soon as they step into Las Vegas, they hear a terrifying roar, the sound of a zombie tiger. Panic spreads through the group, but soon they realize the beast is only passing by and has no intention of attacking them. Suddenly, Lily rushes toward Bert and asks him for his gun. As soon as he hands it over, Lily shoots him in the leg. She explains that they need a human sacrifice to survive. Lily clarifies that this sacrifice is necessary to deal with the alpha zombies, creatures far more intelligent and dangerous than regular zombies. Lily also reveals that she chose Bert deliberately, as he had repeatedly assaulted women in the refugee camp. After hearing this, the rest of the team reluctantly agrees to use Bert as bait. Not long after, the zombie queen and her bodyguard arrive and take Bert away. As he struggles near death, he finds himself surrounded by alpha zombies. One of them bites him, turning him into an alpha zombie as well. As the journey continues, the team must cross several buildings to reach their destination. Along the way, they discover countless zombies lying dormant, hibernating, or sleeping for long periods. With no other option, they decide to pass directly through them. Scott carefully leads the team, instructing them to step only on safe paths between the zombies. But during this moment, Martin, Mr. Tanaka's man, begins to act suspiciously. Martin deliberately throws a glow stick in the wrong direction, causing Chambers, who is following behind him, to step onto the wrong path. As she tries to escape the zombie zone, she accidentally bumps into one of the sleeping zombies. This wakes the entire sleeping zombie, and they immediately attack her. Chambers fights desperately to break free, but in a shocking act of betrayal, Martin slams the door shut, leaving her trapped among the zombies. When Guzman sees the zombies attacking and asks Martin where Chambers is, Martin coldly replies that he has no idea. Moments later, Chambers suddenly bursts out through a window, completely surrounded by zombies. She tells Guzman to run and instructs him to shoot the gasoline tank. Guzman hesitates, but Chambers sacrifices herself, allowing the rest of the team to escape. After reaching their destination, Scott assigns everyone their roles. Peters and Maria head to the rooftop to prepare the helicopter. Martin and Lily stay outside to monitor the surroundings. Vandero, Dieter, and Guzman move inside to locate and open the vault, while Scott and Kate go to activate the generator. Without wasting a second, everyone moves to complete their tasks. Outside, Lily and Martin intentionally allow the zombie queen to pass so Martin can capture her. However, the queen's bodyguard notices the trap and attacks them. In the end, Lily shoots and kills the bodyguard zombie.
What are you doing? This is the power to make more of them.
It is then revealed that Lily did this to help Martin, who earlier claimed he needed the zombie queen's blood for testing. However, Lily soon realizes Martin had lied. His true plan was to take the zombie queen's head so he could create more alpha zombies and control them. Lily warns Martin that if the zombie king finds the queen's body, he will cancel their deal and unleash his wrath. Meanwhile, Scott and Kate successfully turn on the generator. Peters and Maria rush to bring the elevator up to the rooftop, while Vandero and the others finally locate the vault. At the same time, Peters struggles to start the helicopter, as several parts are damaged, and making things worse, the helicopter catches fire. Then, while watching the news, the team receives devastating information. The president has moved the bombing of Las Vegas one day earlier. Panic spreads through the group because now they have only a few hours left to complete the mission. They now have only 5 hours left before the city is destroyed by a nuclear strike. Scott and the others move into the vault room, but their presence creates a problem for Dieter, who is in the middle of cracking the safe. Because of the interruption, he's forced to start the process all over again. After a long, nerve-wracking wait, Dieter finally opens the vault. The sight of the massive piles of money fills everyone with joy. Scott urgently tells the team to load the cash into their bags as fast as possible, because now they have less than 1 hour left. What they don't know is that Kate has already left on her own into the city to search Gita. Meanwhile, the zombie king finally discovers the body of the zombie queen and carries her back to his base. When he realizes that the queen, who was pregnant, has lost her unborn child, he's consumed by uncontrollable rage. Enraged beyond reason, he orders his entire army to attack the building where Scott and his team are carrying out the mission. When Scott learns that Kate has gone looking for Gita, he immediately decides to go after her, taking Maria with him. But just as they step into the elevator, zombies burst out of nowhere and brutally kill Maria. Scott manages to kill several zombies and quickly finds a way out. However, Martin betrays them again, locking them inside and escaping on his own.
Tanaka doesn't give a shit about the money.
Realizing what's happened, Scott and the others try to break through the wall using the chainsaw brought by Vandero. As Vandero and Dieter fight off the zombies, the Zombie King suddenly appears. They shoot at him repeatedly, but his metal helmet protects him from every bullet. Forced into close combat, Vandero fights the Zombie King with his bare hands. Just as the Zombie King is about to rip his arm off, Dieter rushes in, attacks the Zombie King, and sacrifices himself, dragging Vandero into the vault to save him. On the other side, Martin attempts to escape with the Zombie Queen's head, believing it to be his ticket out. But it's revealed that Lily had already switched the Queen's head earlier. Moments later, the zombie tiger that had been guarding the area suddenly attacks Martin and kills him. Scott, Lily, and Guzman finally escape the vault room and make their way toward the rooftop. Tragically, Guzman is bitten by a zombie. Knowing there's no escape for him, he gives up all hope, sacrifices himself, and detonates explosives to protect Scott and Lily from the advancing horde. When Scott and Lily reach the rooftop, the Zombie King appears once again. To stop him, Lily is forced to pull out the Zombie Queen's head and threaten him with it. She tells Scott to get on the helicopter immediately.
Go! Now! More off!
But fate is cruel. The Zombie King hurls his spear straight toward Lily. The spear strikes Lily's body, forcing her to drop the Zombie Queen's head, which falls from the building and is crushed on the ground below. Meanwhile, Kate finally finds Gita, who had been imprisoned in a Zombie King binding. Just as they are about to escape, Zombie Bert suddenly appears and bites one of them. Without hesitation, Kate kills Zombie Bert. Moments later, the Zombie King arrives with his army and launches a fierce attack on Kate and Gita. The two fight desperately, taking down wave after wave of zombies, until only the Zombie King remains. Just as the Zombie King is about to strike, Scott suddenly appears and fires his grenade launcher, seemingly killing him. When they reach the rooftop, they believe Peters has already left.
She left us.
But Peters returns at the last moment to rescue them.
It's exhausting!
What they don't realize is that the Zombie King is still alive. He leaps onto the helicopter. Scott engages in a brutal final fight with the Zombie King. Just as Scott is about to shoot him in the head, the Zombie King bites him. Seconds later, a nuclear missile lights up the sky. The explosion's shockwave violently shakes the helicopter. Causing it to crash. When Kate regains consciousness, she discovers that Peters and Gita are dead. Only Scott and Kate have survived the crash. But Scott has already been bitten, and he begins to turn into zombie. With tears in her eyes, Kate is forced to shoot her own father before he can fully transform into a zombie. The nuclear explosion completely destroys the city. In a shocking twist, we learn that Vandero is still alive. He finally escapes from the vault after the explosion. He steals a car and sets off with several bags filled with millions of dollars, planning to leave the country. However, while flying on a plane, Vandero suddenly feels dizzy. He rushes to the restroom, where he realizes the horrifying truth. The Zombie King had bitten him. And with that chilling revelation, the movie comes to an end. If you like this recap, please subscribe my channel.